Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and apparently it's World Sudoku. No, it's International Sudoku Day, more than world. Is that more than world, less than world? I don't know. It's International Sudoku Day because it's the 9th of the 9th, and a Sudoku is 9 by 9. I think that is the because there. And I don't know who has designated it International Sudoku Day, but it has been mentioned before. This is the sort of anniversary that I'm very glad if somebody tells us about, because I can barely remember my own birthday, so remembering International Sudoku Day and the like is completely beyond me. But we know about this because Grant McLean has told us and done a puzzle. If you look at the cages, hang on, I'm in the tool there. If you look at the cages in the puzzle, look at that. They spell out, and I mean, take it with the slash formed by the thermo. They spell out 9 by 9, which is brilliant. So congratulations to Grant for creating a puzzle in exactly that form. Congratulations to Grant for appearing on the channel as a new constructor. Now, I've announced this recently, including LJC, I think it was yesterday, who I thought I'd checked. Oh no, it was somebody yesterday. I thought I'd checked that we hadn't done them before on the channel, and I was wrong. Hopeless. Anyway, so I've announced a number of debuts recently that were second-time appearances or even more. But I'm announcing another debut today, and we'll see if it's right if Grant comments. But I'm thrilled to have the chance to have a go at a 9 by 9 puzzle on the 9th of the 9th. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Don't forget, because it's the 9th, there are still 11 days left to enter our Hollywood Lunchbox Patreon reward competition on Patreon, and that is quite good fun, although quite tough puzzles. What else have we got? They're basically sandwich based. We've also got loads of other content on Patreon. There'll be a new connections video tomorrow. There will be a crossword video this week as well, and other stuff going on. We're streaming most weeks at the moment. I don't know exactly what day we're planning to stream this week yet. We have got Sven's Sudoku Pad and our merchandise linked under the video, and our apps, including our latest Approachable Sudoku app. So do check them out. Now, what is going on in this puzzle? Let's do the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, every column, there we go, and every 3 by 3 box. Digits on a thermometer must increase from the bulb end. Digits in cages mustn't repeat and must sum to the value given. So those are 3 different digits adding to 12. Orthogonally connected cells must not contain consecutive digits. Don't miss the non-consecutive rule, because I suspect it'll make a big difference in solving the puzzle. Right, those are the rules. Give it a try. I'm going to restart my clock and say, let's get cracking. And I'm going to tell you a secret straight away today, straight in. Every row, column and box in a Sudoku adds up to the same number. We know what that number is because we know what the sum of 1 to 9 is, and that must be what they all contain. And that sum is 45. So in this box in the top, if we add these 4 cages to 44, we know the remaining cell is the difference between 44 and 45, and we get to write in a 1. Now the 6 cage must be 2, 4, the 10 cage must be 3, 7, and the 14 cages are obviously a 6, 8 and a 5, 9 pair. Now, unfortunately, we don't get the same benefit of a box containing 4 whole cages in the bottom corner. So this 5 cage is going to use the other low even digit because it's either 2, 3 or 4, 1. No, this bulb is not a 1. This is a 7-cell thermo. That would normally give you 2 degrees of freedom. But the 1 has restricted that to 1 degree of freedom. So in each cell there are 2 possible candidates now, and I am going to good lift them into the grid. See if they tell me anything. They don't. Yes, they do. Look at that. That is a set of the digits 1, 2, 3, 4. No, better than that. Well, corollary of that, let's say. If those 2 add up to 5, Then these two are the remaining low digits, and they add up to 5. And I've just overwritten the possibilities there. That is 3 or 4. That is 2 or 4. And they add up to 5. So they are a 2 and a 3. And we're in business. We get a few more digits from that, is what I mean by being in business. I don't mean that we've set up a company together. 1 and 4 appear in those cells somewhere. Now, hasn't really done anything over here, the 2 and the 3. What about the middle row? 21 has 3 possible formations. You can make up a 21 cage with 3 different digits, either from 489, 579, or 678. Oh, that's very interesting suddenly. 678 won't work, and I'm considering this 8 cage here. The reason 678 won't work is that would put a 5 in the central cell. And now you'd have used 5, 6, and 7, but you'd need one of them for the 8 cage, so that can't work. So this isn't 6, 7, 8 and contains a 9. If it was 9, 7, 5, that would force this to be 6, and again you'd have used up 5, 6, and 7 and couldn't make up the 8 cage. So there is only one possibility for the 21 cage. That's a lovely, I mean, I think I've stumbled on that very quickly, but it's very handy. That 984 looks at this cell and makes it a 1. Now this can't have a 1 in it. It's either 2, 6 that way round or 3, 5 either way round. Either way, it's going to be taking, well, 5 and 6 are going to be a virtual pair in those 3 cells I've got highlighted. Probably the better lesson from that is that 7 is in one of these cells, and that fixes this cell in the same box, and that has to be a 6, and we can run that down the thermo, 5 and 4. We can't run it up because it didn't take the higher degree of freedom. Anyway, 5 there now forces this box to be 2, 6. This is nice. I like the way this is unfolding. It's very clever, and I think I've been a bit lucky in getting to the meat of it quite quickly there. Now, what else is going on? Columns 1, 2, 3, I still keep coming back to, and then they don't tell me anything. This central box, we've got 1, 2, 8, and 9 to place. I don't really know where we are there either. I feel I might have to start approaching these cages, but it's strange. This didn't open up like the flower I thought it would. These have got no closer to being resolved either. That's really weird. Okay, there is a 6 down here somewhere. Let's see if we can find the next useful moment in the puzzle. These 3 digits all see all the digits in the 11 cage. So they all have to be different. I don't think that's helpful, but I'm just pointing it out. Oh, the 13 cage has had quite a lot of the possible candidates taken away. This is 5, 6, or 7. This is 6, 7, or 8 to make it up. But I mean, there's a lot of candidates for the 12 cage. The 2, I was wondering which of these cages the 2 goes in, but honestly I think it could be any of them, so I don't think that's a very helpful direction. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just smugly commenting on how quickly I'd got to the meat of the puzzle, and I haven't understood it at all. Oh, I did forget the rule about non-consecutive, didn't I? I was doing loads of things, and I forgot the rule about non-consecutive. Right, 6 can't be next to 7. I did remember. We're only 6.5 minutes into the solve. I don't feel that that's terrible. It's an error, but not a terrible one. Right, 3 can't be next to 4. And maybe it hasn't mattered that much yet, but probably has. Anyway, now 1 can't be next to 2 down here. I bet this is going to yield fruit quickly. 8 and 9 have to be chaperoned apart. They mustn't touch here. So 4 gets in the middle of them. This can't be a 6-7 cage because that would create connected cells with consecutive digits. So I can write in 5 and 8. 6 can't be placed there. 6 is here. This is either a 1-5 or a 2-4 pair. This is not allowed to be a 6-5 pair, but it wasn't anyway. It's not an 8-3 pair. It's 4-7 or 2-9. Yeah, I mean, it was always worth thinking about that non-consecutive constraint, and especially in connection with odd 2-digit cells. But I've kind of been forced into that anyway. Now, this can't be a 2-4 pair now because that cage couldn't be filled. So that's a 1-5 pair. The non-consecutive rule tells us which way round that goes. This is now a 2-6 cage because 1 and 5 are gone in the box. That makes this a 4-7 cage. This is a 3-9 pair. The non-consecutive rule decides which way round they go. Then it decides how the 6 and 2 resolve. And it doesn't decide how the 4 and 7 resolve. 8 has fixed 9 and 8. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, and 7. 2 is in one of those cells by Sudoku, and 3 is in one of them by the non-consecutive constraint, because it mustn't sit next to 4. Now we can place 7, and therefore this is a 1. 8 has fixed 7 on the line, and 9 has fixed 8 on the line. Of course, this, I should have pointed out probably at the start that this diagonal thermo is the only way you can get a long thermo into a non-consecutive puzzle, because as it moves from cell to cell, it doesn't require the non-consecutive constraint to be considered. That's 2. Sorry, this is all just Sudoku, and it's relatively straightforward. Now, 2, 5, 9, that can't be a 2. I'm using the non-consecutive constraint, and it doesn't finish it. I can write in 4 and 1, though, by Sudoku. Yeah, I mean, with the constraint, this is getting a lot easier. The great thing about the non-consecutive constraint is it can make it very hard to actually start a puzzle, and you need to do some deep thinking about it. But once you get going, it's really very powerful and useful. Now, 5, 2, 6, 1, 4. We need a 3 that can't be next to a 4 or a 2, so that's there. Then the 7 has to be in one of these cells. 8 and 9 I don't have constrained so well. 2 in this row, though, there's only one candidate for it, and it's there. This must be 8 or 9 by the row. That's not allowed to be 8 either. Oh, the 3 there gets us a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. This is a naked 9. It sees every other digit in its row and column. And now we're getting to fill in some stuff. So 9, 2, 5, 1, 3. There's a 4 there. Yes, that 5 is telling me this is a 5, 9 pair. The non-consecutive constraint doesn't decide which way around they go, but it does decide which way around the 6, 8 goes. So does that 8. 7 and 9 are resolved now. This is a 4, 7 pair. Can't use the constraint, just like with that 4, 7 pair. This is 6 and 8. I can use the constraint. I've now got that 4, 7 pair. So this group of cells is 1, 5, 8. 5 can't be next to the 6 or under a 5, so it's there. How am I not finished now? 1, 9 to go in here. 1, 5, 8, 6, 2. So this one's good. It sees 1, 2, 5, 6, 8 in the row, 3 in the column, It's not allowed to be 4 or 7 by the non-consecutive rule. So that's a 9. This is a naked 1. That can't be 2 because of the 1 next to it. And then we can fill in 7 in the column, again using the non-consecutive constraint, which is so powerful and lovely once you get going. That's a 4-7 pair. This is 6 and 3. 6 can't be next to 7, so that's going to deal with all these 4-7s in the bottom 3 rows. And 1-8, yes, that is now resolved by the non-consecutive constraint, and I think Sudoku will do the rest of the puzzle. 6, 3, 8, 2, 5, 9 here. No, it won't. Okay, we still need the constraint. 9, no, 2 can't be next to the 3, and it can't be next to a 2. So that's 2. Then I'll do these 9, 5, 2. I can do 9 and 5 here, and finish off with a 5 and a 9. So that's not too difficult. It's a very clever puzzle. And happy International Sudoku Day, as it says at the end. Well, and to you too, Grant, and to everybody out there enjoying our logical challenges day by day. It's an absolute pleasure to bring them to you, and I hope it provides you some comfort in a crazy world. We'll be back with you again tomorrow. Bye for now.